Today I'm going to talk about how to input an expense for mileage and Expensify on your computer. So as you can see, I'm logging into my Expensify account right now. So when inputting this on your computer, it's a little bit different than on your phone. To do this, you go to Expenses, you go to New Expense up here in the top right, and then you've got these choices here under Distance, manually create or create from map. Let's just click manually create here. So Expensify will automatically populate today's date. If the drive happened on a different date, be sure to update this. In the manually create section, you can fill in the distance that you traveled. So this is an approximation of the distance. Hopefully you're checking it either at the beginning of the day and then at the end of the day, or you've already looked from a map on how many miles your travel was. Remember that To Be Living pays for miles traveled to jobs and properties only. We cannot pay for miles traveled from home to the office. Now, if you travel from home to a property and then from the property to the office, we can pay you for all of those miles. But again, trips that are from home to the office or from the office directly home cannot be charged to the company. All right, so here we could add 25 miles, for instance, if that's where I traveled. The date is today. This is automatically populated. The reimbursement rate is not something you need to fill out. Now the next section is very important, reimbursable or billable. Expensify always defaults to billable, but all miles are reimbursable. So we need to check reimbursable and uncheck billable. Be sure to uncheck billable. If they're both checked, it's wrong. Category. This is fuels, miles, tolls. So we're in good shape there. Property name. The property name for miles is always To Be Living, not the property you drove to. And then finally in the comment section, you want to write generally where you went. So here, this is about my home to the Amador and back. And there you go. I save it and I'm good to go. There it is. I'm actually going to delete this one because it's not what I drove today. So I select, I delete. This could happen if you had accidentally made a mistake. Let's go back and actually now create from map. There's two ways to get here. Either you click right here on create from map, or if you had already clicked in manually create, you can click right here on this button to bring up the map. This is very practical because it's going to give you the exact miles that you traveled when you put in the location. So today, I started at my home. I went to the Amador. And then I met, I met George down in Fremont. We visited 300 Franciscan, Fremont. And then finally, I came back home. So it was a long trip for me today, a lot of driving. So I hit save, and it populates now the exact miles, and in a moment the map is going to come up. Again, I click reimbursable and I unclick billable. This is already filled out as fuel and miles. I put To Be Living as the company. I say where I went, home, Amador, Franciscan, and then back home. And there you go. We're all done.